The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office closed a cold case that it says ties a former deputy to at least 2 homicides dating back to 1979. I'm Fox 4 Charlotte County community correspondent Alex Orenchuk, and after 4 decades of investigating and a deathbed confession, detectives say they found the killer. In the early hours of November 5th, 1979, the Sheriff's Office said Deputy John Greer reported a murder at a farm store off Highway 17. Inside what's now a variety store, the Sheriff's Office said Greer found 25-year-old Adele Easterly's body, shot in the back and head with a 12-gauge shotgun. Cold case detectives said other deputies at the time suspected Greer, who carried a similar shotgun in his squad car, was the shooter, but couldn't substantiate it.
Well, I consider this guy an opportunist who used the uniform, who used his authority, and he used his power to prey on innocent females.
Investigators said just 71 days earlier, Greer's wife Jackie had been shot and killed inside their Port Charlotte home and ruled a suicide. In both deaths, investigators said something felt off and were concerned about Greer.
I think anybody around him 5 minutes would realize something may be off here. If you're a law enforcement officer and been around him you know something's off there.
Then in September of 1980, another female acquaintance of Greer's was found decomposed in her car in a wooded area of Port Charlotte. Her husband had reported her missing and said Greer had followed her and attempted to have sex with her. That case was also ruled a suicide.
We don't have a lot of information on that, but we don't believe that he is responsible for killing her.
A month later, Greer was under internal investigation and resigned from the Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office said witness interviews pointed to Greer, but the cases went cold. That was until 2016 when CCSO put out a press release asking for information about Easterly's death, and a former Sheriff's Office employee came forward and said Greer had sexually assaulted her numerous times. During one instance, he threatened to kill her and mentioned his wife and Easterly.
We got lucky and we got a report because of what we put out in that release, and that report led us to being able to say, okay, we are confident this is our guy.
In April of 2023, cold case detectives interviewed Greer, gravely ill at an extended care facility in Kingsport, Tennessee, where they said he confessed to shooting Easterly and his wife.
So he was paying attention and he knew what was going on. When they talked about Adele, when they talked about Jackie, he acknowledged that he was involved in their shootings.
They said Greer could not confirm if he shot his wife on purpose or by accident, and Greer won't face prison time because he died in March of 2024 at the age of 77. Still, the Sheriff's Office can close a cold case spanning more than 4 decades.
I don't believe in closure for families. I always hate it when people say, well, they give some closure. You don't get closure when your family's murdered. I'm sorry, you just don't. But at least we can give them some answers.
Detectives say the case is only closed in the murder of Adele Easterly and that the death of Greer's wife is still being investigated. They say they believe there may be other victims out there, and if you know anything about any alleged crimes Greer may have committed, to come forward. In Charlotte County, Alex Orenchuk, Fox 4.